what's up? I'm zmoneytrain. We're going to be doing Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I'm doing it on the PS5, and you'll see why that is here in a minute. But I'm going to jump right in here. Time starts when we load in here, and I'm able to start moving. But we're playing as Cal Kestis. He's a Jedi Padawan that survived the Order 66 purge. He's been living in hiding here on Baraka for the last 5 years.
Don't worry about it.
As a scrapper. Okay, we're gonna activate the glitch now because I messed it up. But this is why PS5 is the fastest platform. Okay, might take a few tries. I don't usually have to do it on this cutscene. Come on. There we go. Okay, so all I did there was suspended the game by opening another application, and then when you go back to the game, all the audio mutes and cutscenes are sped up like 10x or more. That's the main reason that this is the fastest platform compared to PC, because you can't skip cutscenes in this game. But yeah, I messed up that first trick there that we do to skip that cutscene. And we'll use the tech in a few other places, but it's called drop jump, where we're doing drop and jump inputs at the same time, and we climb up ledges rather than we jump up ledges rather than climb them. But sprinting's our fastest form of movement here for now. So we're gonna try to keep our duck animation there, as he's faster right off the bat. But we'll have a few more skips on this first planet, Baraka. But yeah, it's technically just another typical day on the job as a scrapper. But something's going to go wrong, and that's where our adventure's going to kick off. And I might route in a relaunch of the game to get the game audio back, because with how broken this route is now, you don't have to worry too much about as many cutscenes. And I might go for the latest route that's the fastest, just because I've been practicing that a bunch. Okay. We're 0 for 2 on skips. It's fine, it's fine. But there's a out of bounds you can do at that one ledge I did. That would skip this side path and having to activate these clamps, but that's alright. Saves a little over a minute, I think, because you have to do animations on each of these little clamps up here. But yeah, if you quit out, you'll have to start from the very beginning, so this is a pretty heavy reset because there's so many little tricks that are easy to mess up. but that's how it goes for marathons sometimes. Yeah, our buddy Prof here, that's a scrapper with us. He's helping us on this job, and something goes wrong during this cutscene, and the ship is tilted and we're sliding off. And the Prof is gonna almost fall and die, but we're gonna save him. I'll try to warn when cutscenes are coming up because they can kind of simulate flashing images, just because they go so fast. Yeah, that probe droid in the background spots us using the Force, so the Empire is notified of a possible Jedi, and that's basically where the journey begins. So we won't have too much more tutorial-like gameplay, but it kind of has that typical third-person adventure action kind of mechanics where it's, you know, slides and rope swings and crawl spaces and stuff, and it's just slowly introducing you to those. But after this little train sequence, we'll have another train sequence, but then we'll move on to the next planet. You can kind of mess with the camera there using the touchpad. Normally that's for the map, but we don't have access to the map right now, so it does this weird camera recentering thing, and we can use that to like interact with prompts a little bit sooner. And there's a cutscene. And here's another cutscene right after this. Let's jump down here. Yeah, they're not too bad, but when there's a lot of like jump cuts on different camera angles, it can be like a little jarring. So I'll try to make sure to warn each time one's coming up. So yeah, this is the second train sequence, and it's more combat tutorial stuff, but we're going to be able to skip over most of it. Oh, come on. Okay, bro. Shoot me right in the face. So yeah, this is call this a target lock jump. So we lock onto a target, jump, and then at the peak of our jump, we use another animation like block or slow, and we get a lot of extra height there to be able to get on top of the train cars. And that actually lets us skip over a few little combat tutorials. There we go. This is the first place it tells you that you can sprint, even though you can sprint after the very first slide at the beginning of the game. We're going to do one more drop jump skip here. We at least got one of the drop jump skips. So yeah, that avoids the train shifting, and we'd have to like do a little bit more climbing sections when it's like going up vertically. And it has another cutscene as well attached to it, so we get to skip over that and make our way to the final couple train cars here. So we'll do one more TLJ, and then one more jump across the gap, and then we'll trigger another slide sequence that goes into a cutscene. But that'll be the first planet, Braca. But yeah, I'm hoping to do the latest route, which glitches the final planet on the first planet we visit, Bogano. Cutscenes. Sorry, so used to not warning. But another one's coming up here after this little sequence. But yeah, we switched to the hardest difficulty to just force ourselves to lose this fight really quick. So it allows us to continue on to the next section really fast. Yeah, this game has become very broken over the years. Just all the strats and glitches we've discovered over the years have really stacked up to show just how fast we can beat this game. But yeah, the world record is 22:56, I think, and my PB is a low 24. I can't even remember the exact time, but yeah, it's pretty crazy that we can beat the game that fast now. Especially when the early runs were, 3+ hours, 4+ hours. But now we're just getting some experience to unlock a couple of skills, and then we're going to unlock a couple of abilities, and then get the stems and our droid buddy BD1, and then we'll unlock another planet, and that's pretty much all we have to do on Bogano here before we set up the glitch. So we'll immediately get our skills there. So we're just getting the dash strike ability, and that's really the only skill we need to break the game completely. And that will be our movement tech as well now. That was the first example of a PBC, so we call that PBC's pause buffer clips. So during an animation like the dash strike, I pause and then toggle to motion blur or something in the settings. And then when we back out, we will be able to clip through walls, doors, triggers for cutscenes and things like that. And now we get to beeline it to the vault over yonder there to unlock the Zepho planet. But we wouldn't be able to go there immediately because we need BD1, the droid, to activate certain cutscenes. And we're just going to do our best to chain this animation over and over, because it ends up being a little bit faster than sprinting. But yeah, now all we gotta do is go in here and watch a little 8-second cutscene. It's like several minutes for PC. And that's all the elements we need to do another ship, a glitch to unlock the final planet. And I'll I'll try to do it on this planet one time, and if we don't get it, then I'll do it on the other planet, which is a lot safer. But I'll try to explain it as we are approaching it. It is also possible to do a launch, so I might try to... That's a pretty good one. So that just helps us with some backtracking. I've been practicing that one, so it's nice that we got it in a run. We're setting up our respawn here for the glitch we're setting up, because we're going to do a death warp. But you might have noticed we also don't have the wall run ability, so there's that spot where you're supposed to wall run to get to the vine, and we're using the dash strike ability to like cancel our momentum and carry us over to the vine without having to worry about wall runs, because we do actually have a way to beat the game now without needing wall run. So avoiding out a couple more times to get our health all the way down. I'm keeping the saber ignited on our hip. We call this big iron. And this doesn't allow us to interact with things on the ship. As long as the saber is on, it's as if you're holding your block animation, and it won't let us fully interact with things, but we're still able to use the input to interact with it, so it just stalls the initial interaction with it. And we're setting up a glitch here to unlock the final planet. So I'm setting up an airwalk on both of those interactions. I'm going to activate it by turning off the saber, and then I'll be able to select a planet while outside of the ship. But I have to be a little specific on my counting, so I'm going to be quiet here for a second. Okay, that should be good. I want to time your death just as the ship is going into hyperspace. And that will cause us to respawn back on Bogano, but the ship will get confused on what's supposed to be loaded. And it will also activate certain triggers for other planets, and that's what we need to unlock the final planet now. But we can't load the ship. Right now, the ship is in a state where it's not fully loaded, but once we get close enough to the landing pad, it will break the glitch. So we have to make sure we don't hit some loading triggers around this vine here. And if we do it right, we'll be able to slingshot our hitbox into the final planet trigger, which is, funnily enough, above the ship. So it's a pretty insane strat that the world record holder came up with. It looks like we did hit the loading trigger there, sadly. That's alright though. We'll go for the safer strat on the other planet. But yeah, if you see the ramp down on the ship, that means you accidentally hit the loading trigger. And that vine wall is surrounded by loading triggers, so it's just going to be easier to take the safe route to the other planet. But that was actually, there's actually only one more cutscene we need to worry about, so I can relaunch the game after we land on Zepho here, and we'll get our game sound back, because I'm sure you're all enjoying my silence of just hearing me talk. Star Wars is real big on sound though, so it'd be nice to get our sound effects and music and stuff. Oh, did you? Okay. I'll keep it going then. Yeah, so now we're on the Zepho planet. We're going to do the same thing, basically, but on the Zepho planet, there's a lot more collision out of bounds for us to be able to utilize to reach the final planet trigger, and it's not nearly as risky. I'm gonna do another PVC here through this door. That should be good. There we go. And we're gonna sit at this meditation spot to set up our death warp back to this one. All right. So same idea, we'll get our health just about as low as we can. I'll keep it there. And then we will set up the glitch again. But the planet trigger is not above the ship on this planet. It's farther away, out of bounds. Yeah, it would have been cool to get it in a marathon kind of run, but it is pretty risky and a heavy reset kind of category now because of it. I thought about doing my GDQ submission with the craziest route, but I ended up doing this version because it's just a lot safer. But I have been practicing it a lot, and I don't know, it'd be cool to show it off one day. All right, I'm gonna count again. Be quiet for a second. I think that was good. Might have been a little slow. Yeah, I'm so used to the timing on the other planet, so sometimes if you're too slow... Okay, we're good. But yeah, you'll know we're too slow if there's that orb around the ship still when you spawn back in, and then the hyperspace effect will come through the sky, and it's really wild looking. Ooh, nice. Got the optimal launch there. So yeah, we're doing a launch to a spot later in the level, and then we're going to do it on a launch here to get out of bounds, right where the final planet trigger is. Ooh. It's not as high as I wanted to get, so we're going to have to try that launch again. But yeah, using that dash strike animation, any ledge that's around head height will cause you to do crazy momentum launches like that, either really high up or really far horizontally. And it just takes different setups to get some crazy results there. So I'll try this again. Okay, that was good. So yeah, it's right around there, that spot. It is a pretty big trigger, but it is still pretty easy to mess up. But yeah, that's why the slingshot hitbox version is even possible, is because the trigger is so big. And that other version of the launch where you're throwing your hitbox by launching with the vines, is the range at which you can end up is so big that it's very reset heavy of a category. Alright, so we take another death warp back to our spot, and then we just have to beeline it back to the ship, and the final planet's going to be waiting for us. Which it seems like I was just doing complete nonsense there. The only broken part of it was me going out of bounds and like dying while the ship was leaving without us. So if you didn't know what we were doing exactly, you'd be like, how is this helpful at all for a speedrun? Well, come back to the ship, and looky here, Nur's waiting for us. And we can go ahead and just take off and go towards it. Pretty insane that it's all the discoveries over the years that we've made have added up to being able to do this. We've gone through several reroutes of the game and glitches that have been discovered, but this one allowed us to cut out all the planets basically and all the force abilities we also don't need anymore. So we never got force push, force pull. We never went to Kashyyyk to get the underwater rebreather, and you're going to see the side effect of that here. Since Nur starts underwater, we're going to do a quit out and load back in. And since we never got the ability to swim underwater, the camera's going to get disjointed from Cal, and it's going to be constantly pushing him up to the surface of the water field. We're going to have to do some creative strats to get out of it. Alright. Getting in a specific spot so I can set up a spot where I can clip through the reef. There we go. That was pretty fast. And now we just have to clip all the way up to the surface of the water. And we're going to swim all the way around and to the back side of this reef to get on top of it. And then we'll be able to get on top of an invisible wall to get to the next section of the level. There's Cal. Oops, don't fall. Try to make sure we stay on top of the invisible wall here. There's a few layers of it, and it's very easy to fall off if you're not sure where you're at. Yeah, I'm on story. Okay. Yeah, that was actually an old route strat, like, so it actually got like revived as a useful strat, clipping out of bounds on that reef and getting on top and stuff. Okay, make sure I'm not falling off here. We're doing another skip to avoid the side section of Nur here. That was kind of a bad jump, but I think we'll be okay. Hello? It's definitely close enough to... There we go. It's like, why is it taking so long? But that is actually the only loading trigger that we can hit with the photo mode camera. Which is pretty wild that that's actually allows us to do a skip there. But yeah, it allows us to skip that whole dojo arena side area. But yeah, it's I discovered some stuff, some of the stuff, like I discovered that last skip with the photo mode camera, and then other runners discovered, you know, the reef clipping out of bounds, and then me and one runner, Coach Beck, were discovering the whole mantis glitch stuff, and then Speed Idol was able to combine a lot of the knowledge that we came up with and figure out how to unlock the final planet. And it's, I'm actually going to take this safety save here just in case. But yeah, it's wild how it trickled like over time. Like some games will get broken within the first week or couple of days of it being released, but this one I felt like had a really good life cycle where just very slowly things were discovered. So right now we're just clipping into the final arena, and then we're going to clip back out because we don't actually have to fight the final boss. With how this game is, you know, we can just kind of glitch our way through everything. And all is required is to be into the arena, and then we can clip back out and leave. This is kind of a weird PVC though. This is one that I didn't really practice. There we go. All right. And this is the final skip. See if we can... Oh, I grabbed too high. I'm going to have to redo that. But yeah, this is the final skip where we would need wall run. So we have to land on that ledge just right so we're not climbing up it. And then we'll be able to, as it shifts, launch ourselves on top of the wall run. So we'll just have to do these little PVCs again real quick. Come on. Sometimes this one is a little bit tricky. There it is. I had it. Come on. There it is. Okay. Let's try this again. Yes, okay. It's really all you have to worry about. Then you just have to make sure you don't fall off. Oh no. It's invisible. I messed this up in my GDQ submission as well a couple times. So I was like, no. Maybe that's why they didn't want Fallen Order. Like, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. But I did get Survivor in, so I'm really excited about that. Be cool to show off Survivor at GDQ. Come on. There you go. Dude, how am I missing it? Oh my gosh. I promise I've beaten this game before. Okay, we'll get this done. Outlaws I have been practicing as well, so we'll be able to get through that pretty quick. And I'm the last man standing tonight, I guess, so. Technically no rush, I guess. But I will press on. There we go. Sometimes you can't quite get the angle there. These clips are so cool. I just wanted to show you guys 3 times. What's going on, man? I'm going too early. me through. There it is. Okay. First try. Okay, let's not mess it up. All right. Couple of hiccups there, but we made it through. Found one usable out of bounds in a speedrun for your entire 10+ years. Some people got that, like, got that gift, I guess, and others are better at just speedrunning. I'm definitely more of a router and glitch hunter than I am a speedrunner. I still love to speedrun, but you won't catch me grinding like thousands of runs to save a few seconds kind of thing. But I do love finding that few second time save. Yeah, two survivors, three survivor runs tomorrow, right? The races and then the, I guess technically it's two, right? You're right. All right, that was Jedi Fallen Order with a few hiccups, but we made it through. $41, not terrible, not great. Definitely could have been a lot better, but we went for the fast routes. We were losing a few minutes to that on Bogano. But yeah, this game's really fun. Really cool story. Awesome sound effects and music. If you want to try it out, I don't know if this game is on. I think a lot of the more recent Star Wars games are on sale right now, including Outlaws, which I'll be showing off next. So yeah, if you think these are cool games, want to check them out, or speedrun. But yeah, I will switch over to Outlaws and be right back here in a little bit, I guess.